Okay, just a few tips for coin hunting and trying to, well, get the most silver you can for your money, really, from antique shops. Don't overlook the three pences. Here are all the three pences I've got here. I've probably spent about £10 on all of these altogether. But mainly from antique shops, just asking if you can get more than one for the price they're asking. I mean, just ask, say, well, would you be able to do any better on three pences, because they're so small, maybe two for £2, two for 150, etc. You'll usually see them for about maybe £2 each. No, not £2. Maybe £1, £1.50 each. But I wouldn't always just. They represent a gram of pure silver, so they're just over a gram of sterling silver. But they're worth getting. I mean, you never know when they might come in handy in the future, especially if silver skyrockets. I mean, having a gram of silver might be fantastic. So yeah, there they are. Don't. Or I wouldn't always go for the hold ones unless you can get a very very good price on them. And same goes for the fourpence as well of Victoria. They're pretty much the same size, just slightly thicker. But yeah, don't overlook the three pences. They're good to buy. Maybe if you've just got a bit of spare change. So take those away. Next we got the sixpences. Now the sixpences represent 2 grams of pure silver, so just over 2 grams of sterling, and you can get them for about £4 each, which is a bit strange. This is where you want to look more into grade, so stuff like this I wouldn't pay £4 for, or these Victoria ones which have been severely worn, especially this Edward one which has been, looks like someone's attacked it with a soldering iron. And again, also hold ones. But if you can get them for good prices, like under £3, definitely go for the sixpences. Definitely worth it. Now, especially things like this uncleaned, lovely toned George III is something you definitely want to get if you saw. Just use your common sense when it comes to quality. But various ones of these, even clean ones, they'll have large. Well, they're a good silver. I mean, they're sterling silver, so you really wouldn't want to pass up on the opportunity. Next, shillings. Shilling represents 4 grams of silver, so just over a quarter of an ounce of silver, and just over a quarter of an ounce of sterling. These two Edward the Sevenths, I managed to get both for £4 each, which is brilliant. I'm quite pleased with that for £4 each. So I'd pay up to £6 probably for a shilling, maybe £5.50 for a shilling, maybe, depending on their quality. I mean, these haven't been cleaned, so they're pretty good. But yeah, it's a very good price for shillings. So look out for the shillings. They've got about a quarter of an ounce of silver in them, and well, maybe less than a quarter of an ounce, but still a good amount of silver. Especially if you find them in the ground like this one. I mean, which is good. Also, shilling-sized coins of sterling silver. They're roughly shilling-sized. This is a colonial coin with Emperor George V on it. It's half a rupee of India, 1918. I was quite pleased when I found this because I got it for 50p. It contains more silver than a standard shilling. He's got a bit of an inked face. I can't quite get the ink off that, but worth getting. Half rupee. Same with full rupees as well. They're about the same size as half crowns, so you definitely want to get those. But there's half a rupee. And also this George V of Australia of 1911, which is also sterling silver. So, there we are. Oh, and also, obviously, ones that aren't in such good condition, like this Victoria, wouldn't pay so much for. Same for this Victoria as well. It's a bit damaged and overly cleaned. But never mind, it's still silver, isn't it? Next, florins. As far as I know, the Gothic florin, which is slightly bigger than the ordinary florin, is pretty much exactly the same weight, purely because it's slightly wider, but it's also thinner. So there it is, Gothic florin. Don't pass up on a Gothic florin. I'd probably pay £9 or £10 for a florin. It's not bad. I mean, not quite as much silver in it as a half crown, but they're still good coins. Especially, yeah, but these will wear very easily. Gothic florins, because they were in circulation for such a long time. There's a George V, definitely worth paying, I'd say, £9 or £10 for. And the Edward VII, of course. Just look at how fantastic it is. I love the picture. These contain roughly, well, they contain 8 ounces of silver. 8 ounces? 8 grams of silver. Jesus, if they contained 8 ounces, I'd be a very happy person. So yeah, they contain 8 grams of silver. And next, the half crowns. They contain half an ounce of silver, just over half an ounce of sterling silver. Worth buying. I mean, I got this one for £1. Don't ask me how. But yeah, half an ounce of silver, fantastic. Same with the George V. I'd pay up to maybe £12 to £15 for a half crown, depending on its condition. I mean, this is a good condition. I paid £11 for this one. This one's been overly cleaned, so you probably only pay about £7.50, but I'm not sure. I don't know really when it comes down to grade and quality of the coin. I'm just interested in the silver, really, or if the coin looks really nice. And finally, we have the crowns. Now we got 2 examples of crowns. One's a very nice, good quality, high grade Victoria, slightly spotted, but it's still nice. Lovely picture on the back, 1896. And here's an obscenely worn crown of George III. Now, I might be a bit stupid for paying £15 for this. It's been worn so much that it probably doesn't contain the same amount of silver that it had when it was struck. But this coin should contain 1 ounce of silver. So that's pretty good. If you can get these for anything less than £20, buy them. Because you're making a good deal. I mean, I checked the silver prices this morning. They're £26.90 an ounce now, which is fantastic. So I know this isn't pure silver, but I mean, I'd probably say this is probably worth about 24, purely because of the impurity in the obviously in the sterling silver it's made of. But £26.80 an ounce, I'm not complaining after paying 20 for it. So yeah, don't miss out on the crowns, because they are pretty good. They're almost the same as bullion bars. Speaking of bullion bars, I've got one here, the Canadian maple leaf. Paid €30 for it when I was in Dublin, because I couldn't resist it. But I'm quite pleased now, since it's almost hitting the price I bought it for. It's roughly €29 or something, so it's getting there. But yeah, that's pure silver. Well, 99999 pure. And I've forgotten. Finally, half sovereigns. If you see a half sovereign and you have the money, and it's less than £100, I would recommend buying it. Yes, gold. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope it's been somewhat informative. If it hasn't, then sorry.